Today we're here looking at the footings, and it is so exciting. I'm so glad to be here and look at all these footings on this building. It feels really good to come down and step on the base. All this dirt has got a compaction test. So all this dirt has been vibrated and watered and rolled over to get a certain compaction. What we're looking for is more than a 90 on the compaction report. So somebody comes out here with a probe and makes sure that that is nice and solid for our compaction test and for our base. So right here, we've got a 10-inch deep footing, and it goes across 24 inches. So every 2 foot, we have an upright, and then we also have another vertical. So right here, we have number 4 rebar, and these are considered the uprights. And then we also have our horizontal. So we have one horizontal on the bottom, and then we'll put another horizontal here on the top. And as you can see, right there, that rebar is got 2 horizontals, and then the verticals are every 2 feet. And that goes the entire perimeter around this foundation. And here you can see all this is tied off, so somebody comes in here and ties off this rebar and makes that nice and firm. The concrete's always poured a little bit thicker, and that gives us a really good, strong base, and then the stem wall goes on that. And so that's what I'm looking at today, and I'm so excited to just see this footing finally go in the dirt. This will all be covered up, and there's only a short couple days that you get to see the footings like this, and these guys are so expert, so fast, that it gets covered up and you never see it again. Even when you live in the building, you go 10 years, 20 years, 100 years later, and you still never see these footings. So this is all buried. But it's really awesome to come and take a look at it and just make sure that everything is going good. As you can see here, we've got our footings, the concrete is still soft. So you can press this down, it's still soft, and then that is gonna harden really hard. And then we've got our horizontals and our vertical rebar. This is number 4 rebar. It's all engineered and required in order to support the weight of the building. And then these straps and these stakes are just holding the form boards. And then all these will be removed and cleaned up and taken off site, because we don't want no wood material down here where the building is at, because it's just gonna rot out. And so all that will be removed. And so right now we're just waiting on the concrete truck, and the guys are all ready with their trowels and their shovels, and they are just putting the concrete down as fast as they can. After that concrete goes in that 6-inch pipe, it goes up the pump, and then it comes right down into here. And you can see that the thickness and the texture of the concrete is just perfect for him to be able to fill up the footings, and then the guys behind it are doing the finishing. So they're just screeding it off to make it nice and smooth. And this guy is making sure that there's the correct concrete is going in the correct spot, and then filling up the inside of the forms. So that concrete's really good. They have one person with a vibrator, and as you can see, that black pipe there is the vibrator, and what that does is that pushes the concrete around all this rebar, and it makes so that there's no voids behind there. So sometimes when you have the rebar going through the footing, there'll be a little bit of a void. Our goal is to make sure that that rebar is completely embedded throughout all that concrete. And so they just vibrate it to make sure that it just kind of shakes it and moves it, and then it flows out to the form boards and the rebar. So very, very specific, and it's all engineered. And you know how it goes. You got to start out with a good foundation in order to have a good, strong building. So we're just double checking that and getting a visual on that to make sure that that's working out well.